Hey guys, Taco58 here, back out with another Daria Cohen video for you guys. Tonight I'm going to be checking out the first episode of Children of the Night, a new Vampair spinoff series that she announced almost a year ago. Now, I don't really remember much about what this spinoff series is going to be about, but I do remember that she mentioned that it's going to be focusing on characters outside the traditional Vampair storyline, because we all know that the Vampair focuses on the two vampires, Duke and Missi. But now we're going to be focusing on characters that are, like, outside of their traditional focus. Like, a lot of new characters were introduced in the Duke's origin story, so we're probably going to be finding out more about those characters. And we'll probably find out more about the characters on Missy's side of their origin, too, even though we haven't necessarily dove into what drove her into that castle to begin with. Now, we got a small teaser about this series a couple weeks ago. It showed the Duke's dad. He's a vampire hunter I mentioned previously, and he wrote a letter to his son warning him about that cursed cane and how he buried it and stuff. And he was warning his son about, like, destroying it and stuff like that, but that obviously doesn't end up happening. He ends up kind of taking that cane as his own, and Missy kind of ends up taking that as her own too. And apparently whoever holds the cane is cursed to become a vampire, and that's kind of what happens to Missy when she holds it. But the more interesting part of that is that in that letter it mentions that whoever holds the cane can't help but break out into a musical number, and that's kind of one of the reasons why the series is so focused on it being surrounded by songs, like being told through songs and stuff like that, you know? And that's an interesting plot point that I find very, very intriguing. Now, this is the first episode of the Children of the Night. This is The Hunt. And apparently this is a fan animation of the song of the same name written by Paul Shapera. And it features Lauren Osborne. I don't really know who those people are, but if it's a Daria Cohen song that she chose, then I suppose it's a good one. So I really don't know what to expect from this, but since it's called The Hunt, it's probably going to be focusing on Duke's dad since he's a vampire hunter. This is probably could be what drove him into becoming one to begin with, like a small origin on his side. Anyway, I really don't know what to expect from this animation, so let's jump right in and see what Daria Cohen has to offer us tonight. And click.
Tramp? Alright, there's nothing for it. I'm just gonna take a 6 and go down there. We're just gonna have to. Oh yeah. Hey, this guy.
Drag queen.
Yeah, I like this guy. Hell yeah, I'd vote for him. Oh, it'd be great for him. Come on, come to meet me at the titles. Let's go.
I can tell you that for some time indeed, tensions had indeed been building between my organization.
It seems like this has actual dialogue compared to it being a fan animation of a song. That's pretty interesting.
Touch that damn tribe, which is real convenient. There has been talk for some time about running a little extermination operation. So I decide to take 5 or 6 of my toughest, most fearless guys and my entire organization.
I can't tell if this is part of the song or not. I'm gonna have to really look into that later.
Back in 6 hours, they come down there like the hordes of hell and exterminate every goddamn thing they find.
Okay, here's the song. That's a vampire, Artemis. He's like the vampire that took the Duke in. Let him into his clan or something like that. Yeah, those two. Pretty sure that one misses. She ends up losing an ear by the time the Duke comes in to play.
blood pursuit. We make it right, we make our way, perhaps make more at the end of the day. I may not put blood and fear in all of these trail of tears.
Heads will roll as you love them off. The work of the angels never stops. They come up, bring 'em round, hide their feeling down, get naked, fall in the war round. Heads will roll as you love them off. The outside carousel never stops.
She's in directly in sunlight though.
Teachers have built the room, angels whisper their plans.
The hunt goes on, the hour at hand. The long dark land, the lost enchant, where thieves think they can sneer and sneak and steal, make us look fool and weak. In 6 hours, if we do not return, a war begins below ground. Burns the albino tribe we long mistrust, will shed their blood, be rendered dust. I made a vow, I made my mind. I made
There's
my
his son.
way through the cavern's blind. All I've made is blood and fear, and all leaves a trail of tears.
Heads will roll as you drop them off. The madhouse sunrise never stops. Steal an east, steal ahead, body parts you're running from. Torn pride, weep, sleep, love with
She's pretty skilled. I'll give her credit for that.
the dark walls laugh and cross and when. A few more lines each day, head face it takes another piece, a little more of you.
There goes her ear.
I had the exact dialogue of what happened pretty much all written down. I was gonna do a whole thing, you know, like my guy says, "Oh wow, we found her in here," and I said like, "Oh, who that?" She couldn't be the. Honestly, it sounded terrible. So just to sum it up for you, you know, we find this crazy chick. She's got the part. She fits the description. So I tell my boys, okay, put her down.
It can be that simple. And she's going down fighting. There's no more to it. Let's see.
Well then, on with the show.
I guess some reference had to be made. There's something up with that drag queen they shown at the beginning there. I guess he could be like the ultimate head honcho of the vampire clan or whatever. I don't know, but I look forward to seeing the next episode, that's for sure. Definitely pretty lore heavy. I'm guessing that was probably the hunter's first encounter with that vampire clan. We do know how that one vampire ended up losing her ear. She's like she was like a major character in like the Duke's origin, and yeah, I guess this was like his first encounter with that clan. He ends up surviving, I'm pretty sure. Sure, because he and Artemis end up fighting at the end there, it looked like, but I think he ends up surviving later into like the Duke's origin, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm kind of rusty on it. I'm gonna have to probably rewatch it on my own terms, but either way, it was a pretty interesting first episode. I'm still don't really know what to expect from the series. Will it continue off this storyline, this origin or whatever? Will it keep focusing on this hunter for now, or will the next episode focus on someone else? That's the question. Maybe it'll focus on like Artemis's origin and how he became a vampire or something. I don't know, but it's definitely a lot to think about in this episode, that's for sure. While it's different from the main Vampair storyline, this spin-off series has an okay start so far, I'll say that. I don't know when the next episode will be released, but I look forward to checking it out when it does. Anyway, that does it for this reaction video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Later.